The job hopper. 6 jobs, 6 years, excellent references, great personality. Hired or fired? You want me to go first?
I don't care. It's so hard not to answer immediately. I'm like,
I see the answer in your eyes.
you can go first. I don't care. I know what I was gonna say.
So, I think today is job hopping the same red flag that it was maybe a couple years ago? I don't think so. I think that today's workforce is a lot more different. I think that there's also acceptable explanations for going into different roles. Um, I think if you see that in a resume, it will be really important to ask some key questions in order to determine, okay, what caused the hopping. I'm prior military. I have a lot of friends that are, military spouses still. And I know that every couple of years, they're going to have a different place of employment. And it could be not even be in the same country, right? Um, there's physicians, there's travelers, we see travel healthcare. There's a lot of people that move to different roles. So there are industries that are very much you're going to be in a different location, especially now where people are self-employed a lot of times or they do a lot of freelance work. Um, I don't think that the job hopping is that much of a red flag to me. Granted, I want to see if are you going to different industries? How long have you been at these different roles? So that's kind of my thought process when I see this.
I do something similar to that. So, one of the things that I kind of evaluate, because obviously we're all young ones, is like, um, does it look like there was some type of like growth pattern trying to
Mhm.
happen?
Mhm.
So if I notice like every job you change is like a little bit of a growth habit or like a little bit better and better, and I can see that in the resume, I'm like, I'm totally good with interviewing. When I'm in an interview, I want you to own it. I want you to own the fact that you changed jobs with the actual reasons why you changed it. And whatever reason you have, it cannot be because you did not like your last employer, your manager was terrible. You gotta find something different about that, but still own that you did do that hopping. And then a lot of times you'll see like they're looking for growth opportunity or better their family or something along those lines. I lived in a small town. It was really hard to like get growth in a small town. And so you might see like people hopping from job to job trying to find that right thing. Cause like we all need to make money and we all need more money. We all need something that's stimulating and provides growth and things like that. And sometimes that comes from hopping. When I'm looking at it and I see job hopping within the same area
Mhm.
and like lateral job hopping, like that's more of a red flag to me. Like, why are you laterally job hopping? Like, what's going on? To me, that looks like somebody who's just not fulfilled. So if you're then trying to get a job with me doing the same thing that is a lateral hopping all over your resume, I don't think I'm going to be the right call for you. Because you're not going to be happy if you can't be happy in all those other places doing the same thing you're doing here. I'm not sure that the work is right for you, right? Like
Right.
that role might not be right for you. So those are some of the things that I look for, but it is not an immediate red flag for me. If I can see, um, like so sometimes you'll see it like you'll see like steady work and then like some job hopping and maybe like they've been there at this new one for like a year, a couple of months, and now they're looking again. You might sometimes see that like, and that's just like a growth in their life, like right, like your resume will show kind of like what you've been doing for your life. And so they're not no's for me, right? They're definitely not no's. A lot of times, like you said, like there's reasons and there's stages, and I don't think that that's anything wrong nowadays with that. It's not, when our grandparents were in work and you stayed there for 45, 50 years and you never
Right.
changed your job and things like that. Like I don't expect that from people. I like people who were like trying to grow, trying to better themselves, trying to do more or something like that. Like so I don't it's not a red flag for me. It's definitely something I talk about and I will ask that. And like I'll point blank like be like, I see that you changed jobs a lot. Like what's going on? Sometimes it'll be more subtle. Please what is the question? Like why did you leave this position or how did you get that next position? Like things like that. I might ask and kind of assess like what they were trying to do as well. And sometimes I might point blank ask, be like, hey, you've changed a lot of jobs. And this is something I'll say. I'm like, you've changed a lot of jobs and they all seem to be in the same industry. Like, what makes you think that this role would be different if it's the same as the other ones that you weren't happy with? Sometimes I'll ask that. If they made it to me in an interview, I'll ask that question. question.
Yeah.
Like, what is it that drove you to come here versus where you were? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Um, yeah, but it's not like a big red flag for me. I know a lot of people who like nix it right away, and I don't. I do look and just kind of see like, was there growth? Was there something else that might be happening around that situation that caused it for sure?
I think I think it has definitely changed for me over the years. I think obviously with self-growth comes growth in being able to hire and look at resumes and to understand the industries that you're in. I think it's important to understand again what you're hiring for, who you're hiring for, um, and make an overall decision, not maybe just I think it's difficult at this stage to look at a resume and just be like, oh, 3, 4 jobs immediately. No, because there's so much more to a person than just what's on, I was going to say piece of paper, but on the screen, because we're typically not reviewing resumes on paper anymore. But there is so much more to a person, and it's especially now where you see layoffs or you see companies acquiring different places, companies changing names. There's so much more that goes to it. And so my suggestion would be if maybe you're hiring, is to take a couple of minutes to phone screen that person, right? Before you do a formal interview, do a phone screen, verify, ask the questions like, hey, like I noticed there's a couple of different jobs, right? And if you are the person who is going to be interviewing, maybe in your resume, just a quick blurb right next to that job,
Yes.
like, hey, this was a layoff, right? Or company was acquired. 'Cause a lot of times when a company is acquired, they don't keep the staff that,
Hmm.
you know, so I think something very quick that when someone is glancing at those resumes, they can kind of look and be like, oh, okay, that explains it. Let's move on to the next phase.
I do think another red flag for me is probably people who not don't necessarily job hop, but like that every 3 to 5 year itch switch that happens on a resume. That can be an interesting play. Or like somebody who has longevity at every job sounds like it'd be great, but that also means that they're very rigid and set in their way. So depending on what like you need for your team, like a small team in a growing company that everybody's kind of doing things and helping and it's not very structured and somebody comes from a very structured job that they were at for 10, 15 years, that's a shock. That's a
Yeah.
shock. If you're not prepared for that, that's a shock, right? Like, so that can be, depending on what you need, that can almost be like a red flag where you like really need to assess if that is a good match for that person through explanation and stuff. So the reverse can be true as well too. So, and not that you shouldn't hire somebody with longevity. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like that could be
Plot
something, or like
twist.
that, yeah, that 3 to 5 year itch where they're just like, I get burnt out or I get bored. That was me at one point. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm bored. I'm bored at this job. I've got it. I nailed it. I need something different
Yeah.
in the past.
That's fair.
Not the case now. I've been here for a really long time at this point. But yeah.